Hello everyone, welcome to another video from Full Scope Freelancer, your all-in-one freelance business tool. Today we're going to look at how you can turn more contacts into customers by tracking the relationships that you build through your freelance business and putting a system in place that allows you to make sure you're always top of mind with all these people that you go out and meet, whether they're potential customers, potential partners, potential just people who might refer you to new business. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look today at our CRM tool. We call this the opportunities area in our accounts. And basically what this allows us to do, if you don't know, a CRM is a customer relationship manager, and it allows us to track, so to speak, the status or the relationship a person has with our business. Classically, this is used for the sales process. So you might have a so-called pipeline of different categories where someone is perhaps, they reach out to you for a project. They're a new lead, and then you track them through the first call, and then maybe you send them a proposal, and then after that you maybe follow up, do some negotiation, and after that you've either won or potentially lost that customer depending on how that went. But I want to use this tool to uh, do something else that's very important for our freelance businesses, and that's track the relationships that we have with people who aren't yet interested or actively interested in our services. They don't yet need anything from us directly, but nonetheless, we don't want to lose track of them, so that later, when they do need some of the services or products we can provide, that they think of us first. So the situation is like this. Let's say you go out to a networking event or you go to a conference and you meet 10 people. Well, unless you are just, a networking god and you've got superpowers, probably the likelihood that a year after that conference or that event, that you are still actively in touch with and have kept a good relationship with all 10 of those people is very, very low. More likely you are maybe still actively in touch with one of those people, and the other nine, you lost track of them. They forgot who you are. There's no relationship anymore. And maybe even if you saw them at another conference again, you felt like, oh, I recognize that person, but oh shoot, where did I meet them, or what did we talk about? So if you lose track of 9 of those 10 people, that's 90% of the opportunity that you went out and tried to create for yourself at that event, right? So this is a big loss in terms of what could be for your business. So what we want to do instead is anytime we meet new people, we want to start to add them to our system so that we can kind of just keep track of our relationship with them and make sure that we're always touching base with them and doing something that keeps us engaged with them, keeps them aware of our presence, so that we can keep that relationship going and hopefully turn that into some kind of business later on. So that's a lot of talk from me. Now let's actually look at what this looks like in the software. So as you can see, I'm in the opportunities area, like I said, and I've got a pipeline selected here that is called the lead nurture pipeline. So this is a term you'll hear a lot when discussing CRMs, is this nurture process. It's basically the process of keeping actively engaged with potential customers who have not yet actively shown a specific or direct interest in working with you. So as you can see, I have some different categories here. So let's just pretend that I went to some networking event. I met a new person. So I'm going to add them to this pipeline. And if I meet someone new, that's a new opportunity for my business. So I'm going to click this plus opportunity button here. And when I come over here, if I've added them as a contact, I can just select them from this drop-down menu. As you can see, I've just got a test client for us now. And I can already start to basically categorize this person, our relationship, take some notes, and do more helpful things that help me to remember who they are, what we discussed, why this person is of interest to me. So on this first page, I can do things like adding their business name, maybe the opportunity source, was the networking event XYZ. And if I have any tags in place, like I want to say, a potential partner or potential customer, I can add tags that help me as well. You can see there's some different settings here that you can take advantage of. I'm just going to create this basic thing for now. And as you can see, once I've created this opportunity, it shows up as just this little slide, so to speak, here in the system. And I can drag and drop it into these different areas so that I know basically who this person is and where they stand in terms of their relationship to me. So now let's explain a little bit of this pipeline. So this is just a general pipeline that I've used in the past. Other people might do it a little differently than me. There's no real right or wrong. It depends on you and your business and your style. But basically, what I'm doing is I'm adding a new contact, and then I've just got a systemized, like visual representation of my outreach attempts to them. So let's say I meet a new person. They're an agency owner who I might be able to do some freelance work for. So I met them at this event. I've added them in the system. If I want, I can, for example, I can take some notes, like say, agency owner X, um, met them at X event, discussed, X topic. If obviously if you had a great conversation with them about something mutually interesting to both of you, you can take some notes and save it for yourself so that the next time you reach out to them, you can take a look at this and say, oh, that's right. Even though it was a couple months ago, that's right. I remember we talked about this topic that they really, really love. So let me, maybe mention that again or bring it up again. So I'll add that as a note. And after I meet this person initially, especially if it's like at an event where you meet a bunch of people, let's say 3 or 4 days later, I'm probably going to take all those business cards I collected and all these contacts I've created, and I'm going to just shoot them a nice little thank you, nice to meet you email, just so that now they have my email address, they've got my contact information. I reach out and just, again, kind of give them that little nudge, like, hey, it's me. I'm that freelancer you talked to at this event. It was nice to talk to you. Great meeting you. Hope to see you at the next event. Just some pleasant, normal, not business related email. Because again, this is a system for people who have not directly expressed any interest in working with you at this moment in time. So I can then, after those couple days, I'll bring them over here to the nice to meet you column. And as you can see, I basically have this stacked up in a way that I'm following up with people on a regular basis. So after I send them that nice to meet you email, I would wait a week and I would follow up with them probably again. And then, if unless there's something very interesting to talk with them about, or they bring up a potential project, then I won't be contacting them every week. I'll start to stagger this contact process, right? So after 1 week, I would wait probably a month. And as you can see after that, I probably, unless there's some really hot topic that I want to reach out to them about or something happens, I would follow up with anyone that I've ever met who could be a good potential client or partner. Somehow, it could be an important relationship for my business. Just follow up with them quarterly. And this doesn't have to be like emails. You can also go on there, maybe just, quarterly, go on their social media account, see what they're working on, leave a nice comment, or just something that will definitely show up on their smartphone, or and they're in front of their eyeballs, so they can see your name just popping up every now and again. And they can see, oh look, there's that freelancer I met. Oh, they left a nice comment on our recent project that we just shared on LinkedIn. That's cool. That's nice of them, right? So this doesn't have to be too pushy. It doesn't have to be too personal. You just want to have a system in place so that all these people that you go out and make this effort to meet, which I know is very difficult for some people, that you don't lose track of them because you put all that effort into it. So you don't want to then lose, like I mentioned, maybe 90% of all that work that you put in just because you didn't follow up. Following up is so key to really any business relationship. So this is a great system for that. And since, a couple other things I want to mention here, since this system is set up within your Fullscope Freelancer account and we have automation capabilities, that means you can automate a lot of this process. I wouldn't necessarily automate the messages you're sending unless you work in a business where that's somehow you know something that would work for you. But you can do things such as automatically move these tickets through the system based on the time periods, as you can see that I've set up here. So if I move, for example, if I put in a new contact, then I could set up some automation that says if a new opportunity is created, wait 3 days and move opportunity to, nice to meet you section, or just move it to the next section. And what else this is really helpful for is probably the most key feature for every one of us, because at some point there are going to be a lot of little slides in here, right? There are a lot of contacts. Over the years, they start to build up. So one of the key features is setting a task for yourself. This can also be automated. I'll do it manually just to show you how it is. So let's say you just move that ticket or this slide into the uh, crap, what is it called? Nice to meet you. You just moved it into the nice to meet you column, and you don't want to, obviously actively have to remember, oh, 1 week from now, I need to follow up again. So what you can do is you can add a task that just says, next follow up. Let's call it next follow up. That makes sense. And you can add a description if there's something special, again, like through, maybe from the notes that you want to follow up about, or something you all discussed. You could add a description. You can assign it, obviously, to someone in your system. I've got just my John Doe uh, uh, staff member here, and you can add it to be to basically ping you a week from now that you have this task. And now I don't have to think about this anymore. I just wake up in the morning. I take a look at my tasks in the system, which are all displayed in the dashboard area. You can just head there and you can get an overview of which tasks are due or which tasks are coming up. And in a week from now that I've sent this nice to meet you email, 1 week from now, I'm going to get pinged in the system. Hey, it's time, for the next follow up. And I can open up this little tab, this opportunity I've created. I can look at those notes again. I can see, what did we do? What did we discuss before? Where did I reach out to them? Maybe it was an email. Maybe I, wrote them on LinkedIn, whatever. So you have this system in place that's just helping you to keep track of all these people. And when you're just starting off, you think, okay, well, but I don't know that many people. So how important is this system for me? Well, it's important after you've been around for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and if you're engaging a lot with your community, with your niche, with the people that work in your area of expertise, these things start to add up. And at some point, you're going to have a totally unmanageable amount of contacts in your system. And if you're not careful, again, you're going to lose out on so many potentially profitable business relationships because you didn't have a system in place to just, again, just be ever so often reminding you, hey, there's that person you met at that event or at that place one time. Just send them a little follow-up message, or just go and check out their social media and leave a comment. Just do something. This it's the bare minimum. It's not you're not even. It's not like you're going out of your way to send them a Christmas present, or celebrate their birthday or anything. You just pinging them every once in a while, just so that they remember. Oh, hey, there's that freelancer again that I met. I remember they do XYZ service, and the next time they need your service, you're just that much more likely to be the person they think of, or at least in the top 3, 4, 5 people they think of. And maybe, if they end up in this follow-up quarterly area, and unless they're in your local, um, in your neighborhood, so to speak, work locally, maybe you don't see them that often, maybe you don't have much to do with them, but it just might happen that their go-to guy or gal for whatever service you provide isn't available this month, and no one has put in the type of effort that you have to make sure that this relationship stays alive. So they're going to potentially reach out to you. And that's when you can have some fun and move them over to the pipeline that is all about your sales process. Then you can start to discuss, obviously, providing some services and making some money. If you do this consistently, if you are always on top of this, if you put this system in place that helps you to stay on top of it and just, can automate so much of this process for you so that you just, again, wake up in the morning, you check in the software, see, oh, look, I'm supposed to follow up with this executive that I met 5 months ago at X event, or hey, there's that person that I met through a previous client, and it's time to follow up with them again. These things add up over time. So I know I'm trying to hammer this home for you. This is really, really important stuff, and it's not that complicated. Once you set it up once, it more or less, takes care of itself. And of course, you can start to tweak it later on and dial it in for your own needs, your own business. But generally speaking, this is a great thing to have in place. So probably I'll make another video to come back and show you how you can automate some of this. But for this time around, I just want to impress upon you how important it is to get this type of lead nurture pipeline in place, to use the CRM to your advantage so that you become that person who never misses out on a business relationship due to just neglect and being forgetful. And we're all out here, we're all meeting a bunch of people. We can all forget, we can all neglect the relationships that we've built. It happens to everybody. Even with the system in place, it'll happen occasionally, but this one's going to give you a much bigger leg up and just going to help you so much in turning, again, more of your contacts into customers over time. So stick with this. Check it out for yourself. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And as always, if you're looking for an all-in-one software solution to your freelance business needs at an unbeatable price, head over to fullscopefreelancer.com. Start a free trial. It's 14 days on us. We don't restrict you in any way. Everything is there. You can test it out. You can see for yourself that we are, for sure, by far offering the best solution for freelancers on the internet today. Try it out for yourself, and I think you'll agree with us, and we look forward to seeing you there.